The body of a young man found on Donkey Beach Thursday afternoon leaves a lot of questions unanswered. The World Health Organization and PAHO reports startling statistics about obesity in Dominica, and Petrocarib reports an increase in sales in spite of challenges in Venezuela and Tropical Storm Erica. I am Julian Morris with the Channel 5 News. The details after this. First up in the news, some sad news here Thursday afternoon when we obtained these pictures of a young man whose dead body was found on Donkey Beach. The police are reportedly investigating, but we have not received any official statement from them. We still don't know the circumstances surrounding his death or the name of the young man in question. Some say he's from Canefield and known as Tunki, but we have not been able to confirm that. We expect to have further details by our next newscast. Other lead stories now. The World Health Organization says the future of diabetes in Dominica is flourishing. A WHO report shows that over half of Dominican men and over 60% of women are overweight. A WHO expert says that's due to a sedentary lifestyle and fast food with high fat and sugar content. But it gets worse. One study finds 3/4 of 13 to 15-year-olds do not exercise. Obesity and inactivity are two key factors which lead to diabetes. One study shows it's not just the children. 2 out of every 10 men are physically inactive in Dominica, and 1/3 of all female adults in Dominica do not exercise enough. The expert says obesity in adults has reached epidemic proportions, with over 1/4 of all adults in Dominica now classified as obese.
When we look at data between 1964 and 2000, we see that the average daily intake of calories has moved from just under 1,900 calories per person in 1965 to almost 3,000 calories per person in 2000. This is over 500 calories more than the WHO recommends for adults to intake. Now, many of you might say, what is 500 calories? 500 calories is equal to 2 chicken roasted leg and thigh every day, extra, for every person living in Dominica. That is how much extra you are all, on average, eating today.
He points out that the Caribbean has moved from undernutrition to obesity in one generation. Those diagnosed with diabetes in Dominica have risen from just over 5% in 1980 to almost 15% in 2014. In 1980, we had just under 5% of men with diabetes, and in 2016, we have 10%. So the number of men with diabetes has also doubled. In more news now, with less than 24 hours to go before her first regional pageant, Miss Dominica 2016 remains confident she'll put on a spectacular performance. Andrea Louis has more.
Speaking to Channel 5 News before she left Ireland, Tassia said her preparations had been continuous since having won the Miss Dominica pageant earlier this year. Flosak is positive that she will put on a good performance on the night of 1st July.
It's not really different. The only difference is now you have to feel that you're no longer competing against people within your country. You're going up against the best of the best. And so it's always a bit intimidating. And so the preparations tend to be a bit more intense because you're now that chosen or that selected person representing your entire country. Well, I'm going into this one, my first one, very confident. I know there are a lot of expectations of me and I've been working very hard. And they usually say that hard work pays off, Andrea. So I'm hoping to just go there, do my best.
Flosak's first pageant is the Miss Carnival pageant in St. Vincent. She is being chaperoned by Leandra Landa, a former Miss Dominica and Miss Carnival. Flosak says she is not daunted by the success of her chaperone and is determined to do her best in the competition, which involves 9 other young ladies from the region.
One of the things we've made sure not to do, or that I know she's paying attention or trying her best not to do, is to overwhelm me or to allow her previous success to overshadow my journey. So we've never really looked at it like, you know, because she's done or won so many crowns that I have to do the same. Our aim, especially with my team, is just to do your best, to be your best all the time, and just walk by faith. In truth and in fact, her winning and her experience has added a lot to my journey, because there are things she would know, things she would know how to do, how to improve. And so I'm really thankful that I have someone who is as experienced as her.
Dominica has generally done well at the Miss Carnival pageant over the past few years. The last time the country won the title was in 2014 with the then Miss Dominica, Francine Barron. Andrea Louis, Channel 5 News.
In other news now, efforts are being made to have greater collaboration among local professionals in the services and manufacturing sectors. Here again is Andrea Louis.
That's the aim of a symposium scheduled for Buy Dominica month in September. President of the Dominica Manufacturers Association says this symposium will help professionals in the local services sector better position themselves to take advantage of projects which come to Dominica.
When all these projects are coming into Dominica and they say we do not have the capacity in Dominica to do it, do we really not have the capacity to do it, or we do not know where the capacity is? One of the things that we recognize is among our professionals, for example, there is not much dialogue. So what we have, for example, when we go for the services, the architects are one way, the engineers are one way, the quantity surveyors are another way. And what we are hoping, the contractors are another way. So what we are hoping to do is to increase the communication among professionals and discuss the state of the various professions, the service industry as it relates to the professions in Dominica, and to come up with recommendations as to what can be done.
Mackenzie says those involved in the manufacturing sector will also benefit from the symposium in September.
The manufacturers are actually going to look at the products that we are producing, which products have real potential for the market. Look at, are we competing among ourselves, or can we collaborate? Because it would be, you know, it's amazing to know that even within our small, underdeveloped manufacturing sector, that you have the tendency of people trying to hide information from each other. I mean, why are you hiding information from each other? We should be collaborating, we should be sharing.
The Dominica Coalition of Service Industries is one of the partners for Buy Dominica Month.
We want to ensure that as individuals, as we build that collaboration between the key stakeholders in the industries, that it will make a difference in terms of how we can move forward to develop these sectors, to increase our professionalism as service providers, to increase quality, productivity, production in the goods sector. So it's really a means of getting to a point where we can do things better.
The symposium for the manufacturing and services sectors is scheduled for 15 September. Andrea Louis, Channel 5 News.
You're watching Channel 5 News. Coming up, French and English weather forecasters in the region to work together. We'll explain why. Thank you for staying with us. Petrocarib is reporting an increase in LPG sales for 2014 with plans to expand to other areas of the market. The General Manager of Petrocarib, Dominica, says there's good reason to be proud of the way in which Petrocarib has impacted Dominica's socio-economic landscape. The Petrocarib joint venture began 9 years ago. The GM says despite its current challenges, Venezuela has kept its commitment to Dominica, and the focus is on ensuring that the plant is fully operational.
We have expanded our LPG market and increased sales by over 50% in 2014, and very soon we will enter the other segments of the market. We are ready to receive bulk LPG with the completion of our sphere. We continue selling the LPG to our customers at the lowest price island-wide, and also we are about to increase the numbers of benefactors on our social LPG program. We have also been doing a very serious investment in order to make our plant a state-of-art facility with the highest international safety standards. We have continued our support to sports, culture, education, and social welfare. Through this agreement and ALBA, today we keep investing in renovation of ports, asphalt plant like the one that we have in Colijo, and Petrocasas, since not only after Tropical Storm Erika, also in 2017, we have been working in that kind of projects.
Blanco says 2015 was the company's most challenging year because of the destruction caused by Tropical Storm Erika. And in related news, forging tighter and closer relations with Venezuela. That was the tone of comments by Honorable Reginald Austria as he addressed a solidarity service on Wednesday, marking the 11th anniversary of Venezuela's Petro-Carib agreement with Dominica. Mr. Austria acknowledged the impact that the Petro-Carib agreement has had on Dominica's economy and the lives of the less fortunate, marginalized and the elderly. He said this agreement had considerably enhanced the energy security of the ALBA countries and provided a cushion in combating poverty and eradicating other social inequalities. He said the agreement represented a shining example of South-South cooperation and building of bridges and understanding between the two countries. And throughout Dominica's challenges in the last 10 years, Venezuela has been there.
The strong bond of brotherhood was readily manifested when Dominica experienced unusual and unexpected rainfall from Tropical Storm Erika on August 27th last year. Within a period of 5 hours, up to 16 inches of rain fell over our 760 square kilometer and mountainous islands. 2 entire villages were declared special disaster zones. River banks were blocked, roads and bridges washed away, and 22 persons lost their lives. In quick time, President Maduro was among the first offering assistance in the search and rescue operations. This was quickly followed up with a donation of 300 Petrocasa houses to provide accommodation for our displaced families.
French and English-speaking Caribbean meteorologists will now officially work together to improve the flow of information on weather systems expected to impact the Caribbean. Andrea Louis reports.
In June, an executive member of the World Meteorological Organization, Tyrone Sutherland, who is also head of the Caribbean Meteorological Organization, signed an agreement in Switzerland with the French Met Service, Météo France, to boost collaboration between the English and French-speaking Caribbean meteorological services. The World Meteorological Organization, WMO, provides a broad umbrella under which 191 countries and territories around the world collaborate. A missing element in the Caribbean, however, has been a formal mechanism for improving direct collaboration between meteorological services and agencies that use different languages. Climatologist with the Caribbean Institute for Meteorology and Hydrology says the signing of this agreement will augur well for the Caribbean.
There has traditionally not been a very deep level of interaction at the national level between the different language groups of the Caribbean. And this is something that the CARICOF has actually started working on, because we were the first group of people in which meteorologists from the 4 major language groups of the Caribbean have been collaborating, have been sharing data, and have been sharing their challenges with each other. As Mr. Tyrone Sutherland from the Caribbean Meteorological Organization was mentioning, this is going to be happening in a more formalized way as an interaction between Météo France, which is the Met Service of France and its territories, and the Caribbean Meteorological Organization, which represents mostly the English-speaking Caribbean.
The Dutch Meteorological Service is also expected to come on board with a similar agreement.
Indeed, those interactions are coming. They are becoming more formalized, and therefore that means that some of the capacities can be shared, because of course the French islands have more capacity than an island like Dominica. So it is very important that we work together in order to make sure that we use all the knowledge and the experience in transferring the knowledge as we can.
Because weather and climate seriously impact all Caribbean islands, improving collaboration in the meteorological sciences is essential, especially on severe weather forecasts and warnings. Andrea Louis, Channel 5 News.
And the NGO Coalition for the Protection of Children and Youth is calling for the adoption of the amendments to the Sexual Offences Act, mandatory reporting, and the immediate suspension of anyone in a responsible position charged with sexual abuse or assault. Kenny Williams has more.
The NGO Coalition said in a press release on Thursday, all abused children deserve to be supported and protected by everyone in society, and it is wrong when they are subjected to blame, insult and victimization. The NGO Coalition has pledged to continue to emphasize that there is no excuse for abuse, exploitation, incest or any sort of sexual contact between adults and children. The press release states further, the age of consent for girls and boys in Dominica is 16. Sexual contact without consent is a crime. Therefore, no person should have any form of sexual contact with a child under 16 at all. A person committing this criminal act, irrespective of social status, sexual orientation, race, or political affiliation, should be reported, arrested, and sentenced according to Dominica's laws. The NGO Coalition goes on to say it's still waiting for the recommended amendments to the Sexual Offences Act to be adopted as promised. It expects this should result in stiffer sentencing for those convicted of rape, especially for those who are found guilty of abusing children or those using violence. More on this in another newscast.
And that's news. Coming up, your sports highlights with Kenny Williams.
First up in sports, St. Lucia Zouks defeated Trinbago Knight Riders by 6 wickets in the opening round of the Caribbean Premier League on Wednesday. TKR took first knock and posted 162 for 6. Darren Bravo top scored for Riders with 63, while Umrah Akmal assisted with 30. Shane Watson took the most wickets for Zouks, taking 3 for 26. Set 163 for the win, St. Lucia scored 164 for 4. Johnson Charles scored 52 and David Miller 33 to help their team win. Sunil Narayan picked up 2 for 25 and Dwayne Bravo 2 for 43. Meantime, in the 2016 Windward Islands Under-19 match between Grenada and Dominica, Grenada trailed by 156 runs with 7 wickets in hand on Wednesday. Dominica won the toss and batted first, scoring 243 all out in 70.3 overs. Alec Athana scored 56, Dion Burton 54 and Brian Joseph 44. Cameron Augustine took 5 for 32 and Darren Ned 2 for 28 and Ryan John 2 for 39. Grenada replied with 87 for 3. Anil Matthews scored 42 and Emmanuel Stewart 28 not out. In football highlights, Dive Dominica Harlem United has booked themselves a spot in the finals of the Domlec Women's League by defeating New Generation Sports Club 1-0 on Wednesday. Harlem entered the match needing a victory to stand a chance at competing for the 2016 championship title. Naima Africa scored in the 11th minute of play to give her team the win and a chance to play against champs New India Goodwill Runners at Windsor Park on Sunday. That match is scheduled for 5 p.m. Meantime, on Saturday, Wood City Strikers and Bomber Starlights will bring an end to their season when they battle each other at Benjamin's Park. Knockoff time is 3 p.m. On the courts for basketball, the games scheduled in the DABA League on Wednesday were postponed due to the unavailability of match referees. However, the league continues on Friday. At 7, Fashion Line Falcons and Tigers will meet up in a Division 1 encounter to be followed by Detroit Blazers versus Eagles at 9. The games are scheduled for Lindo Park. In other sports stories, national cricketer Chrisani Irish says she is happy to take part in the upcoming West Indies Cricket Board Windwards tournament and make her country proud. Chrisani plays on a team with Roselia Regis, also Dominican.
I'm really heading into this game. Just looking forward to a great competitive game and go out there and do my best. Get at least 30 runs on the 150 for the most athletes, make a half century, and produce some of the backing and a lot more in the morning as well.
More in cricket, England won over Sri Lanka by 6 wickets in the fourth one-day international on Wednesday. Sri Lanka first at the crease scored 305 for 5 in 42 overs. England replied with 309 for 4 in 40.1 overs. England leads the 5-match series 2-0. And finally, 767 SC young ballers will come up against Club Lubia on Friday in the Fast Cash Harlem Football League at 6. And in volleyball, Celtics will play DB's Acers in the women's final, while in the men's it will be Flo Wolfpack and DB's Young Vets. These matches are scheduled for the Flo Court in Canefield at 6:30 and 8 respectively. The competition begins on Friday. That's all the sports for now. I am Kenny Williams. Join us next time.
Well, scattered showers predicted for Friday, the 1st of July. Annie Carrette has your weather report.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's weather broadcast. I am your presenter, Annie Carrette Joseph. We start off this evening by taking a look at some earlier satellite imagery, and what it showed is this area of cloudiness associated with a tropical wave currently affecting the area. Also crossing the Atlantic, yet another tropical wave, and this wave is expected in our area by Saturday. Visible satellite imagery showed multi-layered clouds associated with the tropical wave. Radar imagery indicated some scattered showers across Dominica and the Lesser Antilles. Conditions for tonight: partly cloudy to cloudy, hazy and breezy with some scattered showers. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies with scattered showers and possible isolated thunderstorms, mainly during the morning. Persons in areas prone to flooding, landslides and falling rocks are advised to exercise some caution. Sea conditions tomorrow: moderate in open water with waves up to 7 feet. An increase in waves is expected over the weekend. Small craft operators and sea bathers, you are advised to exercise some caution. Taking a look at the extended forecast, tropical waves are expected to affect the area on Friday and Saturday, and this will result in mostly cloudy skies with scattered showers and possible isolated thunderstorms during the morning on Friday. A similar weather pattern can be expected for Saturday. However, by Sunday, an improvement in conditions can be expected: partly cloudy to cloudy with a few scattered showers. Some breezy conditions as well on Saturday and Sunday. And across the region, mostly cloudy skies with scattered showers and possible isolated thunderstorms during the day. On the international scene, some thunderstorm also in New York and Miami, some rain in London, partly cloudy skies in Caracas and clear skies in Beijing. The sun will rise tomorrow at 5:38 a.m. and set at 6:40 p.m. For up-to-date information, log on to our website at weather.gov.dm or call the weather hotline at 447-5555. Thank you for viewing and join us next time. Good night.
To end the news, the headlines again. The dead body of a young man found on Donkey Beach Thursday afternoon leaves a lot of questions unanswered. The World Health Organization and PAHO report startling statistics about obesity in Dominica, and Petrocarib reports on increasing sales in spite of challenges in Venezuela and Tropical Storm Erica. Feel free to contact us at news@mapping2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the production team, I am Julian Morris, and to all our viewers around the world, thanks for watching.